You with the boxing guru. For this episode, we're going to focus in on the light heavyweight showdown tomorrow night in Quebec, Canada. You got Sir Marcus Brown out of Staten Island going to Canada to try to upset Artur Beterbiev. This is going to be an electrifying fight because this is power versus technique. Artur comes in with 16 victories with 16 knockouts. Artur is definitely representing power. And it's going to be intriguing to see if the technician Marcus Brown can pull this off. In my opinion, Marcus Brown definitely has the tools, the asset to pull this off. Now he has the trainer with a high IQ in Derek James, who trains Jamil Charlo, Earl Spence, who's definitely helping Marcus Brown come up with the right game plan to pull this off. I definitely believe this can happen because of Marcus Brown attributes in that square circle. It depends on Marcus Brown's mind state, because sometimes Marcus Brown antics outside the ring could distract him inside the ring. So, but in my opinion, I believe this is going to be Marcus Brown coming out party. I'm leaning towards Marcus Brown to pull off a upset because Artur is getting old in age. He's getting up there in age. He's 36, I think, 36 years old, 37, somewhere around there. So, in my opinion, he should be a step slower because Marcus Brown is quick on the trigger and with his foot movement. So, it's going to be major if Marcus Brown can use the angles and his agility to offset Artur. He has to turn Artur because Artur was going to come in with power shot. Marcus has to turn him maybe a half turn, like a quarter turn, but not get too far out of range. And as Artur turns with him to try to get a right hand or hook off, it depends on which way Marcus turns. Marcus, with his quick trigger, should be able to land effective, like a left hook or a right hook, in my opinion, to knock Artur down or maybe to knock him out. So I'm definitely leaning towards Marcus to pull this off. It just depends on, his mind state and his preparation for this fight, because in my opinion, it's definitely a winnable fight for Marcus because, like I said, his attributes is beautiful at 175. His movement, his quick trigger punches, his range, his boxing IQ when he's focused. So in my opinion, it's going to be very critical. Marcus just going to have to pivot over like I did, just like right here. Come back, turn Artur into the direction with a left punch, or turn him this way into a right punch. So it's going to be very key on Marcus. That's how you're going to have to play Artur Beterbiev. You're going to have to square up with him like I'm squared up right now. And then Marcus turn, pivot over here, and as Artur comes back with his punch, Marcus could be in position to land a cross left or right hook, because Marcus comes in with the southpaw position. So that's going to be very key and critical to see how Marcus and Derek James set this up. Marcus going to have to flick his jab out in the initial encounters with Artur, because Artur going to be stalking him down. And as he flicking the southpaw jab, then gives that turn angle so he can be able to turn Artur into one of his power long shots with a lot of torque that Marcus Brown gets on it. So it's going to be very critical that Marcus follows these game plans to pull off the upset over in Quebec, Canada. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out, but I'm definitely leaning towards Marcus to do this because of age and Marcus' agility and his attributes that he was given by the boxing guys. His quickness, his angles, his range, and his timing, because Marcus definitely has quick timing. But Marcus got to be responsible on the defense, because sometimes Marcus can lean in and pull back, and then he can get countered. And Artur definitely going to be trying to step with him and walk him down to hit him with punches. So it's going to be very key to see if Derek James changed those flaws about Marcus. I believe he has, because Derek is definitely a high-level trainer. So I'm leaning towards Marcus to pull off this upset in Quebec, Canada.